Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
You don't know the power of the dark side. You don't know the power of the dark side.
Yes, good girl. Oh, yes, I know I'm taller than her. Wait. Ready? Huh? Good shot. So she's going to struggle to figure that out. She will, though, I think rather quickly. Come on, hot stuff. Figure out that my house, yes. So this as well. Right?
Okay.
I'm not going to show her that.
Yeah.
If she sees that, she's going to go for it. Wait. Top. So that's the trigger. There it is. Yeah. And the trigger is the leg coming out.
Leg.
Right? Not the disc. Come on, hot stuff. House. Yes. You ready? Wait. Top. Yes. Good. Right? So she went on. The disc didn't even come into it.
Okay.
Right? And I don't want her performing the vault as like a trajectory-based thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
I want her to target the object.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to prove to you that she was going on that and not the disc.
Yeah.
So come on, hot stuff. You ready? Wait. Top. Yes, good girl. Ouse. Wait. Top. Yes, good girl. Ouse. What? Yes, good girl. It's not fair, is it? It's completely not fair.
It's okay. She could probably back vault off you too, and
Yeah, totally. She will be. I'll do that after this.
yeah.
Come on, hot stuff. Wait right there. Wait. Come on. Wait. Hot. Yes. Wait. Whoa, whoa. Come on over here. Hustle. Ouse. Oh, I thought you had it. You ready? Huh? Good girl. Ouse. Through. Yes, wait. Yes, ouse. Yes, top. What? Look at her. Ouse, wait. Whoa, 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 whoa. Excuse me. Kind of consider that like a fart in church.
Yeah.
Right? That's completely unacceptable. You could do that with a look as well.
Okay.
Wait. Wait. Top. Now we ready? Come on, hot stuff. House. Yes, wait. Top.
Yeah.
So that's a trigger, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a trigger. All right, you want to do it? Let's go, go, go. Good and flip. Good. Ouse. Go, go, go. Ouse. Yes, ouse. Up, up, up. Ouse. Yes. Good. Ouse. Through. Yes, ouse. Yes. Badass. Go, go, go. Through and flip. Good. Ouse. Go, go, go. Ouse. Yes, ouse. Up, up, up. Ouse. Good. Right there. Yes, good. Good. Ouse. Through. Yes, ouse. Yes. Badass. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Holy cow. That was a little stressful. Just a little bit. All my audio fell apart. I was extorted by Restream. It was rough. But here I am. Hey, what's up, Ace of Hogan? It is, I don't know what the friggin' day it is. It's Wednesday. Tuesday night, Wednesday. Midnight Disc Dog, seeing what's happening. I don't know what's happening. What's going on with you guys? I think we got Amber here and Ace of Hogan. Oh, it's late there. That's all right. We'll get it. We'll get another shot. We'll get another shot, Ace of Hogan. It will happen one of these days. So, Amber, what's going on? All right. So I just have a couple of triads here. I have a little bit of camera work that I want to kind of mess around with. I have, well, yeah, looks like we're already in trouble. All right, so I'm going to be doing some stuff with the, oh, come on. Try another, there we go. Hopefully we get chat popping up in there. Teeth falling out, pup stuff. That's super exciting, Ace of Hogan. I'm super excited for you. Amber's got not much going on. California girl, a couple of frisbee dogs. Anyone is welcome to call in. I will turn on the interview dealio here and give you guys a link in just a sec if anyone wants to try and call in. I've not been successful with this yet. It broke the stream last time, but here's the link. Let me see here. And I'm going to be trying some Streamlabs stuff too, guys. I'm going to be doing a few things. We're getting ready to go like truly live. I've been kind of keeping it from public a little bit, trying to keep it on the DL, doing things at midnight and whatnot. But if anyone calls in on that number that I just set up right there, oh, there we go. Let me see. I'm gonna change that size. Width 800, width 1200. I want to post that again. Oh, I can just paste it. 5 months old. That is super exciting. I remember that time with puppy. I remember that time with puppy. There we go. So that's kind of cool. Chats are now popping up from YouTube. Don't know whether they're popping up from Facebook. I don't think we have anyone here on Facebook. Got YouTube going on. So that image to start, kind of cool. I'm gonna throw one up. Throw up a triad. Do I have one handy? Yeah, I'll just throw another file up in the list. It's so crazy, the amount of files I have on my scenes list is obscene. So I have like hundreds and hundreds of files that I have to do. All right, but I think we're getting ready to Throw that on there. Did it land? Yes. Yes. Okay, so triads. What are triads? Triads are kind of rules of thumb that go in threes. And, you know, triad is just a group of three. We're going to do a bunch of group of three things with triads. And one of them is like technical mnemonic kind of things where we try to push you into an automatic habit, like a best practice maybe. Throw, load, pose. That's success with throwing. Completely. That is success with throwing. If you throw, as soon as you throw, you load, and you're posed and ready before your dog catches it, you are way, way, way ahead of the game. And so within this little training session we had with Jess and Melissa here in town, we were working the four hands form, and they were pretty overwhelmed, as people normally are when they're trying to learn how to throw. You can see Melissa there like, what am I doing with my peace sign throw? And one of the things that I made sure that I told them and that I tell all of our clients is that when you're doing something complex like the four hand skill, you want to focus on one thing at a time, right? You want to focus on one aspect of it. You notice that Jessica, the one who threw, is putting it right in the hole, and that is awesome. Super awesome that she hit the net. She hit one of the criteria for the four hands form. This is one of the criteria. You'll also notice that the disc is nice and flat and beautiful. So she had a nice throw with placement, height, and distance. That's one aspect of the four hands form. It's usually the one that everybody hinges on. But the more important aspect of it is getting comfortable with loading and posing, switching your stance and changing your body. And that throw, load, pose, really valuable triad. If you just do that, make your throw, grab the grip of the next throw you're going to make, and be ready from that moment on, you will always be ahead of the game, right? If you do that and then you run over and pick up discs, you'll have your throw ready, right? If you do that and then move to go and meet your dog, your throw is ready as you're moving to meet your dog. So throw, load, pose, kind of a critical triad. And if you just do that, I'm not kidding, like before you're done, before your dog has caught it, load up the disc for the next throw, be prepared. It'll change everything. It'll change the game. I think I'm going to go ahead and bring up a stance shifting form here. Oh, that pisses me off about my Hero camera. It makes me mad. I'll try and fix it, and then I'm going to pull up that stance shifting form. Amber, if you're around, what do you think about these triads we've been using in class? Have you been giving them any thought? I don't know exactly how many months teething goes on, Ace of Hogan. Not a strong suit of mine, I'm afraid. Let me see here. Let's get rid of that, and let's pull up a stance shifting form. I'll just pull up some pull up something we can watch. Yeah, we can watch that real quick. If there's something there. Probably isn't anything there.
Aus. Go. Out. Wait. Good. Go. Here. Go. Squib. Catch. Yes. Good. House. Malka. Yeah. Wow. You're amazing. Catch. Good. He's gonna stay on that counter. Squib. Not gonna want to oust. Squib. Catch. See him reliably turn that way. See him reliably turn that way. So what I'm going to do is set up a vault directly in front of me. He's going to go clock, turn counter. I will move to intercept his line. Okay. Catch. We'll move to intercept his line. Top, front cross, toss. Catch. We'll move to intercept his line. Top, front cross, toss. Okay, catch. Boom, I'll move out here. Top, boom. Yeah. Badass, Jules, badass. Catch. Boom, I'll move out here. Top. Boom. We'll do Jakey Karam sidearm, then I'll move out to intercept him. Ready? Karam. Good. Catch.
So you can see right here, I'm reading the dog
Flip. Boom.
and using that knowledge.
Intercept that flank. Flank. Ouse. Again, I'm going to Karam. He's going to be out here after my outthrow. Karam. Boom. I'll make that outthrow there. Right here. Through and flip. Boom. Yes. Good man.
You notice that I loaded right away, right there, super early. You want to load right away.
Over. All day long.
Oh, looter. Superman. Yeah, it totally makes you more aware of the process. So the triads, everyone wants the answer, right? And the answer is cool, right? Like it's nice, but if you learn how to use the triad, throw, load, pose, right? You're ready for the zigzag. You're ready for your interior movement and sequencing. You are, you're generally ready to move, right? So the stance shifting form here, I'm loading and posing before the disc hits the ground. I'm posed. Loading and posing before the disc hits the ground. So each of these, right? Posed before the disc hits the ground. On each of these, I'm ahead of the dog. I am ready and loaded, frozen, before the dog hits the ground. I'll go ahead and show you this again. So neutral shift, pull, but notice how quick the load is happening. If the dog were flipping for that disc, I would beat the dog to the position, right? And that idea of beating the dog to the position makes us faster than the dog, right? And if we're faster than the dog, now we're prepared. 90% of our issues go away. Shifting form. That's the stance shifting form from DiscDog.Live. It's super simple. It's a neutral stance shift from counter clock to clock. A neutral stance shift from clock to counter. A pulling stance shift. pulling stance shift back to counter, a pushing stance shift to clock, and a pushing stance shift to counter. And those are all of the ways that we can move, right? And again, what we're talking about here is this idea of the triad of throw, load, pose. Throw, load, pose. I'm going to go ahead and pull up one more quick little video. So funny. Here we go. We'll just add more shit here. All right, so I'll add a new scene, and we will add a four hands form video. And we'll go over the four hands form, and then we'll put this triad to bed. We'll walk through a couple triads and get the hell out of here, unless somebody starts asking some amazing questions. Let me see, let's do the X hands, because there's a bunch of stuff where I'm getting my ass kicked, which is always good to see, right? Everybody. All right, we'll try this one. I think this will work.
Everybody, how's it going? Ron Watson, Positive Vibe, host of DiscDog Weekly. I'm going to do some throwing forms. I'm going to do the 4 hands form, the 8 hands form, the 12 hands form. The 4 hands form is the white belt throwing form. It consists of a backhand, a sidearm, a push throw, and an overhand wrist flip. The 8 hands form is the yellow belt. 12 hands form is the green belt throwing form. And those are throws of my choosing. I'll show you them as they come up. All right, here we go. 4 hands form. We have a backhand, sidearm, push, come on, Ron, overhand wrist flip. Super simple, that's it, 4 throws.
Yeah, I buy that, Amber. It is a really big one. So
8 hands
let's
form.
watch that real quick, just a rep
4
of
hands
it.
form. We have a backhand.
So I should be loaded already. It's not excusable. I'm a bigger or a more experienced
Sidearm.
thrower than that. And you can see I'm sitting here watching it. I should be loading and posing. What you'll see is that gets a little quicker.
Super simple, that's it, 4 throws.
So boom, pow, throw, load, pose, load, pose.
Overhand wrist flip. Super
So
simple,
here we
that's
have
4 throws.
Throw, load, pose, load, pose, load, pose, right? And here's the really sweet thing. The load and pose can be done at once. On the 8 hands form,
yellow belt. 4 throws of my choosing, 2 clock, 2 counter. I've chosen push air bounce, flamingo throw, air bounce, like over the shoulder air bounce, and then a trick I call a magic sidearm. So, and again, these forms are about the transition between the throws and about figuring out how to adjust my body between throws in order to hit my target. All the clockwise throws are going to be thrown at 2.
All right, so again, I'm trying here to throw, load, pose. And these throws are a little crazier. I'm not very used to making these throws together.
Thrown at 1.
So this is going to be, I'm going to make the throw, push, air, bounce. I'm going to load and pose. Here comes the flamingo.
Tough to start.
I'm going to load for that, air bounce, and then there. And I didn't do a very good job of focusing on the load, but that is going to start happening. It's already started. You can see that I took some care.
Well, that reach
After
from the push air bounce to the flamingo throw is really something else. Try and get her done here.
And it's the load that I'm struggling with. You'll notice that I loaded right to the pose. And there I loaded to the pose again. Come on. And you can see that that one was all broken, right? It'll tighten up again. Boom. You can see me loading right to that pose. Starting to throw it over there. Nice and comfortable. And now we can see that load going into, yeah, here we go, bang.
Come on, run. Pow.
So all of these, the loading has gotten tons more proficient. And that's the piece of the puzzle that I want to work within the four hands form, within the X hands forms. And most of the time, everyone, like, those weren't fucking good throws. None of them were good throws, right? They were all shitty. But what was good was that I went from, holy shit, how do I get these things loaded and ready to go in flow, to like, boom, pow, boom, pow. And so that's what's really critical and what we're drawing attention to with this throw, load, pose triad, right? Throw, load, pose. That's a bona fide, real deal thing, guys. That is super important for us to be able to do. And within the four hands form, we need to work throw, load, pose, in addition to precision and accuracy, and the general flight trajectory of the disc. Ace of Hogan, the net came from Amazon. It is a QB Skills net. You should be able to find it. Ooh, you're practicing the will. That's exciting. The will, how many of them go won't on you? That's the question. The will is a great throw until it won't. All right, so yeah, within that, like, I was watching myself struggle through that second. Ooh, can I? Oh, that would have been great. Hang on, I think I can do this. Yeah, that's awesome. That's so cool. So, super cool. While I was struggling through that four hands form, or that eight hands form, I was trying to focus on the throw, load, pose, right? And I knew kind of what I was doing. That's what I was focusing on. But it was slow and broken up. Fortunately, there were enough reps in a row that we were able to see it turn into a nice smooth movement, right? But within that, the loading and posing is more than just putting the disc in your hand, right? If I'm going to throw a sidearm and I put my disc in my hand right here, that does me no good, right? Because now I got to turn sideways and do all this shit, right? So when I load, we'll use this fancy disc here. So when I load, I want to load to where I'm going to throw from, right? So if I'm going to throw an overhand wrist flip, I'm going to load to here, right? Or load to here so that I can quickly and easily make that throw. And I'll go ahead and I will Let me pull this up somewhere. There we go. Uh-oh, I didn't want that. Grr. I can hear you. Boom and pow. Yes. All right. So within the loading, right? I load. I want to load to where I'm throwing from, right? Or if I'm pulling the dog in and I'm going to go counter clock, right? Pulling the dog in, I'm going to go counter clock. I'm going to throw a sidearm, right? I've got the dog here. I've got my grip, like, not really like I'm going to throw it, but I got it set up. Boom. So when I go, I throw and load. I'm in my pose right now. Boom. Pow. Right? We just want to be really efficient and mindful that we're reflexively loading and that we are loading the whole body, right? And it also gets your footwork going for the flat work. Yes, it does. Yeah, flamingo throw. The flamingo is a badass throw. Yep. The really cool when you're working with multiple discs. I'll grab a bunch here. Hopefully Epi won't eat them. So, identified this really cool thing for this idea of throw, load, pose, right? At these, when I'm throwing an overhand wrist flip or throw where I catch high with my fingers on top, overhand wrist flip, push throw, right? What you want to do is turn the discs upside down, look at them, and put your hand over the top of them. Right? Turn your discs upside down, look at them, reach over top of them. That will set you up for the overhand wrist flip. It will also set you up for the push throw. Right? If you're going to catch underneath, you can pass it over right side up, regular old frisbee toss. You can pass it over right side up to your peace sign. I don't like to do that because when I come out of that, I'm essentially showing my dog the trigger, right? My foundation says that's not a good idea. So what I do is I turn the disc upside down and I just reach in with the peace sign, right? So I make the throw, boom, I load, and I pose. And wait here. You're the dog, right? You know where we're going. Boom. Right? I throw here, I load. You know where we're going. Pow. Right? I load. Everybody knows it's a sidearm. Right? And I load to the pose so the dog doesn't get the trigger. And then I give the dog the trigger, the flat horizontal disc. Throw, load, pose. Super important. Excellent illustration of a triad. Yep. Ooh, the net is going to go. Jeff Bezos should send me money. He should send me money. I've sold lots of those. Did the webcam turn back on? Nope. Grrr. Let's see, is it gonna magically turn back on? Nope. Grrr. All right. The busted phone didn't work either, and my 5G is out in my, I don't know what the hell's happening. All right, so let's go through another triad real quick. I whipped up a few of them. The one, I think we'll go through the one that came from the thumbnail on this video. Prompt switch. Is that it? No. The epic hoop triad. This is kind of cool. It's a simple, silly thing. But I think, again, this idea of triads, right? So a hoop behavior, right? The hoop. Your dog jumps through the hoop, right? That's it. Yay, hoop. Don't look in the hoop. You'll get clobbered. Really, really important when you're doing hoop, especially if the dog is going to catch a disc on your hoop. Don't look in the hoop. Make sure you are looking outside of the hoop or your head is outside of the hoop. Don't look in it. It's very dangerous. Dog's face in the eyeball is not safe and not healthy. But when we think of a hoop, we don't really think of a whole bunch of stuff. You know, it's just like a hoop. As soon as we take a look at this triad, clock, counter, hoop, what's up with that? Right? Which way do you go? Which way's Epi going? Right? Which way's Epi going? Does it matter? Which way does your dog go? Which way do you like to go? Right? Did you know you could hoop in the other direction? Here comes a clockwise hoop, right? A clockwise hoop. Yeah? I think that's clock. Yeah, it feels like clock. Dog's coming through here, right? Oh, you can't see it. Super funny. There we go. So take that way down so you can barely see it. Come on, you can keep doing it. All right. So we have a hoop clockwise. You can kind of feel that you're going this way around me, right? Boom, clockwise, right? Boom, counter. Boom, clockwise, right? Boom, counter. Clock, counter. Crazy, right? Totally crazy. And it matters. It matters. Here we get to see Epi is landing, and he's on a pretty strong strong clockwise flank. I can rely on that, right? I can completely, whoa, Epi. I can completely rely on that. Dude, that's not okay. Stop, you're ruining the live stream. You're totally ruining the live stream. You should stop doing that. It's important to keep in mind, all of your tricks most likely have a clockwise and counterclockwise expression. And if I had to guess, you only do one of them, right? Because that's the easy one for you, or that's the way your friend did it, or that's the way everybody else does it. Epi, don't do that. You're ruining the live stream. So funny. Leave me alone, Epi. Go do dog stuff. Go. So triad, pretty important. Pretty cool, man. Clock, counter, hoop. You can play with that for a long time and learn how to do some cool shit and perhaps fix your hoop, add a new hoop, get better at your hoop, right? Utilize the strong direction. Make sure that you're setting that up for your dog. There's a whole bunch of shit that spills out of that. And that's really what I like about the triads is they give you this idea of like a few things you can work with. And then you work with them and then you learn how to use those three things. And the better, the more tools we get used to working with. All right, we'll see you. We'll see you, Ace of Hogan. Thanks a bunch. Yeah, the more you work with these tools and use them together in concert, you start to learn how they work. And you start to learn that there are a bunch of things that are tied together. And I just think it's super badass. I'm super excited about it. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to do a triad class. How cool is that? I'm going to do a class that's essentially just based on triads. And I think it's going to be huge for people. Pretty stoked about it. So let me see. I got one or two more. We have one with Pan here, which is just, engagement. It's nothing super awesome. But it is kind of cool, right? This is from our drive management, engagement stuff, right? So take a look here. Just look at the picture for a sec, right? You can see a placement board, right? A place board. We can see a manners minder. There's probably a kibble or two of food hanging around that food bowl over there, right? And you can also see that Pan is she's a little hot, right? She's a little hot. She's ready to go. She's totally getting ready to sass me. She was giving me side eye angry dog shit. She's so awesome. She's savage. Isn't she? She's 142 years old, Amber. She's 142, and that isn't in dog years. We got her in 2007, and she was somewhere between 7 months and 2 or 3 years old. And we don't know how old she is. We think she was older than as advertised to. So if we take a look at these triads, what we have is we have dismissal, attention, and engagement. And attention and engagement are always put together, right? You got to have intention. You got to have attention so you can have engagement, right? You got to, I didn't want to do that. You got to have attention so you can have engagement. It's super important. Your dog has to look at you all the time, right? Your dog has to look at you. That's the way it is. Make your dog look at you. Do everything you can to be exciting for your dog. All this shit, right? And that's one aspect of it. You have to be exciting, right? But if you're always freaking exciting, she is a queen. She runs this bus. If you're always exciting and you're working really hard to be exciting, it's hard to match up to that all the time, right? And if we think of attention and engagement is on, right? Attention is on. If we look at Pan, she's not turning off here. This is too much drive situation. So the on is too much. She's running in and she's woofing. Do something now. We need to do something. I want to play, right? And she's literally sassing me like that. And I had just dismissed her. I was working some cookies with her, and then I dismissed her, and she wanted to continue working. And she turned right around and she sassed me, right? I was taking pictures of her, and she's super cute, and she knows it. And so this dismissal, attention, engagement, Pan is on in this situation, which is awesome, unless your dog is always on or they're on too much. And Pan was on and on too much. So this idea of dismissal as being part of engagement, I think, is really important. and how we run that. For the aggressive dog, for Pan, I'm going to dismiss. And this, see this work here where she's purse-lipped, like, hey, yeah, pushy dog. I don't want that, right? I don't want that. I want her to be chill. I don't want her to be crazy. And so with Pan, I'm going to dismiss, and then I'm going to shape and capture ambient attention, real soft attention. So I'll dismiss her, and she'll walk away. She'll wham, and she'll look at me like, give me a cookie, bitch. And she'll be like, what? And she'll look away and bang and look at me again, do all this stuff. And she'll look at me, yes. And I'll take that, and I'll give her a cookie or two, and then I'll dismiss her. And she'll, and then she'll softly look at me, yes. And then what she'll learn is soft engagement is what gets reorientation or re-engagement with my handler. The high drive dog learns soft engagement. For the dog who's low drive, I'm going to get him super high, best cookies ever. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. You were the perfectest dog ever. 100 in a row, right. Go do dog stuff. And now the dog is like, what? What? I don't want to go do dog stuff. I don't want to go do dog stuff. Nope, I'm sorry, I'm off limits. You have to go do dog stuff. And then that dog will fight to work with me. That lower drive dog will fight to work with me because I'm off limits, right? And I will then choose something within that fight that the dog is offering to work with me because they want to do it. And I will mark and reinforce that. And I'll choose something that's hard. I'll choose this. I'll choose this behavior right here, this nasty purse-lipped thing. If a low drive dog gets dismissed and responds with this face and this kind of pressure on the handler, hey, let's go. Hell yeah, let's do it, buddy. And I'll give them 100 cookies of high-value cookies. Awesome, go do dog stuff. And be like, yeah, I don't want to quit, right? And when the dog starts to experience, I don't want to quit all the time, bang, I'm good to go. I'm good to go. Yeah, dismissal is a brilliant tool with pushy dogs and dogs that want to disengage on their own. It works for both of them. And the triad puts that into perspective, I think. It puts them right next to each other. Dismissal plus attention equals engagement. If you can turn your dog off, turn your dog on, you have engagement. If you can't turn your dog off, or you struggle to turn your dog on, you're having trouble with engagement. If you would like to work engagement, dismiss your dog, look for the type of attention that fits your dog's drive, and you'll have engagement. If you need more engagement, dismiss the dog, reduce your criteria on attention to some precursor behavior, and you will more quickly reinforce engagement. If you have too much attention, dismiss the dog, mark and reinforce soft attention to get proper engagement, right? And now we're really starting to see the friggin' magic of these triads, right? Like, I can totally explain that and everybody can follow it. I couldn't explain that to save my life before. And given these triads, and, you know, I mean, they're pretty simple concepts, and putting them next to each other, playing them off of each other, I think we have a good chance at understanding what we're trying to do, right? Yeah, you're down on that, right? Right, Amber? I am too. And as we start kicking these things around, as you start to kick these things around for yourself, you start to kick these around, then you're going to figure out how dismissal and attention actually equal engagement. If you and a training partner have tinkered around with this triad, now the two of you are going to be able to discuss in an elevated level with a very simple framework how these things work together. It's a game changer, I think. So yeah, easy cheetah. That's what we're doing with Pan. I dismissed her. She didn't want to quit. She looked in. What you doing? Let's do it. Right? I waited for some soft attention and bang, we're good. Yeah, I think so too. I'm super, super stoked about them, Amber. Like, clarity in terms of how I address something now is just like off the charts. Like, it really is. I can't tell you how clear I am in addressing addressing the problems here, the problems that I have and the problems that everybody else has. So I have one more. I have one more of these triads. It's another throwing triad, and it's a little funky, but that's okay. Come on, you can drop in there. All right, so take a look at this for a sec. I'll get rid of the hero logo. Right, throw it how you catch it. Boom, pow. Catch, pose, throw. Pretty similar to throw load pose, but totally different. Same things are being involved. There's a lot of overlap, right? In this image, we can see Melissa here with the orange disc in the air. Here's the question. Is she catching it or is she throwing it? Right? We literally can't tell. We literally can't tell if she's catching it or if she's throwing it. Right? Is she catching it? Is she throwing it? She's actually throwing it. It's an overhand wrist flip, right? And she's loading from her hands. She's not even playing catch, right? But in this session, I was teaching her how to load the discs. She's brand new, right? And I was teaching her how to turn her hand over, as I mentioned earlier. You turn the discs over and you reach over the top for the catch high. And you go here for that, back. And she was struggling with that. I find this much easier to learn. It's much easier to learn these throws in a game of catch. We play flowing catch. If the disc comes in high, you catch it above your waist as you catch things above your waist, right? Which is with the fingers on top. When it's below your waist, you catch with your fingers on the bottom. That's backhand, sidearm, catch high, overhand wrist flip, push, right? Yeah, the only reason you know she's throwing is because of that. So here's the thing. With the catch, pose, throw, the really cool thing is when we catch it, we go directly into the pose for the throw. So if I catch it here, right? Yeah. Just move it down here. Maybe that'll work. Oh, son of a pup. So funny. So I catch it, right? I load in my pose. Boom. So I catch it here, right? And I immediately pose. And then I throw. If I catch it here, right? I catch it over here and I want to bring it in for the overhand or for the push. I'll catch and maybe turn it upside down. I will turn this off for a sec. It's a pain in the ass. So, right, like I catch it over here and I'm going to make the push throw. I'm going to catch it, pose, boom. If I catch it low, right, I've caught it low. I'm running over here, I catch it low. I'll throw it upside down, right? Catch it low, I'll pose, bang, throw it upside down. I catch it low, I'll pose, bang, right? You throw it over here, I catch it low, I'll just, real gravy, make you the throw, right? When you catch, you'll make the catch, you'll put it into your pose, and then you'll make the throw. And what that's going to do is that's going to help smooth out your posing and loading. It's essentially loading and posing without that, what am I doing with my fucking hands, right? And it can make you really comfortable with your posing position. If you're comfortable with your posing position, then your load is going to be easier. If you're comfortable with your posing position, you're going to know how to get out of that posing position to make the throw. If you're comfortable with your posing position, your dog is going to know what is coming because you're going to do it the same all the time, right? So if we catch, load, or catch, pose, throw, right? If we catch, pose, throw, son of a pup, yeah, there it is. Catch, pose, throw, catch, pose, throw. All of a sudden, the pose and throw get super smooth. And you're essentially practicing your loading, your forehands form, all that shit without practicing and without getting your ass kicked. What the fuck am I doing here, right? Yeah, instead of doing and not knowing how you got there. Yeah, you totally will know how you got there. You'll know what the pose feels like. You'll be in flow. It'll be super smooth. It'll be gravy, right? It'll be complete gravy. Super, super simple. Throw it how you catch it. Throw, pose, throw. Oh, you got someone to play with. Yay! That makes it awesome. All right, so I think I'm going to go ahead and head out of here. We've been on for almost an hour, 1 minute shy of an hour. Just time for me to throw on a meme roll and get the hell out of here. Amber, thanks a bunch for hanging out. Ace of Hogan, thanks a ton. I think someone is on Facebook. Be a little more chatty next time, Facebook. And we're going to start doing this a little more seriously. We're moving to a house. I'm going to have, fingers crossed, good internet. The training studio is pretty sweet. I should be able to get outside and do some live streaming as well. It's super exciting. So a little bit more work here, dialing things in and getting prepared, and then we're going to turn it loose and do this live streaming for real. I have a new project called Philosophy Dog. Philosophy Dog on YouTube, or philosophy.dog as a URL. http://philosophy.dog. And go over there, like that page. I'm going to be posting live stream excerpts over there. And yeah, one more thing. We updated the app today. Still have a little more time before the app comes out as a big major release. But it is getting pretty nice looking and pretty functional. So yeah, I'm sure it is. Yep. Chat is delayed. I need to make sure that I turn on the ultra low latency here so we can be a little closer in time. But yeah, so lots of cool stuff going on. Hop on the P-Vibe site, jump in on the app, and big things happening very soon, almost there on the production value. So here we go. I'm going to play us out with a meme roll. I think I'm going to play meme roll number 3 if I can find it. Here we go. Meme roll number 3. Fingers. See ya, Amber. Thanks a bunch. See ya, Ace of Hogan. See you, Facebook user. Be chatty next time.